For the past few years, I often stayed up late and would prepare myself snacks in the kitchen when I got hungry. My brother also stayed up late like me, so it wasn't uncommon to run into him in the kitchen for a chat. On one of those late nights, I went to the kitchen and my brother was sitting in our usual chair. What was strange was that none of his technological gadgets, like his phone, were with him. Of course, I didn't notice this at the time. We chatted about random topics, but it felt off. It wasn't my brother's usual way of speaking. He asked me to make him some coffee, and without questioning, I did, then went back to my room. A few minutes later, I heard noises from the kitchen, but I ignored them, put on my headphones, and started watching a series. The noises continued, but I ignored them again and raised the volume of the series. However, after a while, I heard the sound of plates breaking, followed by a scream. This time, I couldn't ignore it, so I went to the kitchen. Everything seemed fine. The only odd thing was that my brother was still sitting in the chair, doing nothing. The coffee cup I made was nowhere to be found. I asked my brother if he heard the noises, but he didn't respond. I insisted, but he still didn't answer. I went back to my room and resumed watching the series. My desk faced the kitchen, so I could see everything going in and out of it, but no one came out of the kitchen that night. In the morning, my parents woke up, and we had breakfast together in the kitchen. The only person missing was my brother. I asked my mom why my brother didn't come, and she said he had gone to stay at a friend's house yesterday afternoon and hadn't returned yet. I was shocked. The coffee cup I made was missing, and a few weeks later we found it shattered under my bed. The next night, I woke up suddenly to a piercing scream and couldn't move from my bed. My eyes were open, but I couldn't move at all. As I looked around my room, I noticed someone sitting on my chair, but it was clear it wasn't a human. It was pitch black, tall, and had extremely large eyes fixed on me. I couldn't take my eyes off it. I couldn't even look away. Normally, I'd be conscious in situations like this. Most people would say prayers and it would go away, but initially, I couldn't remember any prayers. The figure in front of me remained motionless, occasionally making strange noises. I started to calm down a bit, and all the prayers I could think of came to mind. The silhouette above me began to disintegrate slowly, emitting piercing screams as it did. Finally, it lifted off me, stuck to the wall, and a dark liquid, almost like blood but darker, oozed out from it. At that moment, the entity disappeared. The liquid remained on my wall, and no matter how much we tried to wipe it off, it never faded. I still sleep next to that liquid on my wall, and it proves to me that what I experienced wasn't a dream or hallucination.